My name is Craig O'Neill. I'm here because I'm a beautiful face. No, you don't need to applaud that. Now you're stretching it, kid. Okay, I'm actually here because I am a fan of reading. I love to see these books. I love to see these faces. I love to see the books. I'd love to see your face reading those books. I'd love to see the connection that you make with a book, because a book is your best friend. Because every time you open it, it gives you its best. And with an open book, it's like open arms. Every book gives you a hug. And that is what we are here to celebrate. Now, I know the real reason we're here, and I know the specifics, but I'm not going to give it up. I'm not going to tell you, even though I know, and I could give it up, and I'm not going to do it. Because there are other people here who will divulge exactly what's about to happen at one of the great schools in America today, King Elementary. Ladies and gentlemen, my first act is to give a man who will give you the official welcome and has also given them a pass out of class today. Ladies and gentlemen, our principal, would you welcome Clifton Woodley, ladies and gentlemen, from King Elementary. Come on down.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you all excited? Yes. Are you excited? Yes. I am so excited because this is an opportunity for us to learn more about reading and through the reading initiative that they're going to share about. So for those students that are going to be participating, come on up.
Hola. Ni hao. Welcome to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Leadership and Language Magnet Academy.
The best school in the state.
This is where we're learning to lead, which is why we are here today.
And learning foreign and sign languages, just like you saw and heard.
We're so lucky to have so many special guests visiting our school today. Thank you for being here.
We are learning, leading, and reading, which is powerful.
Read, dream, succeed as we kick off Reading in the Rock.
Stay tuned because we have a special surprise at the end of the program. Now, please welcome our MC,
Mr. Craig O'Neill.
Okay, kids, you caught me. That was actually a blooper. I was supposed to introduce y'all, and then you introduced me, and then I introduced Clifton, but I blew it. But it wouldn't be a Craig O'Neill appearance without a blooper, and I love bloopers, and anybody that used to watch me on TV knows that well. And now that we got it going correctly, now, ladies and gentlemen, you better give it up for your principal. I mean it. Principal Woodley, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow. So coming up after those students, that was a hard act to follow. I am Clifton Woodley, the proud principal here at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Leadership and Language Magnet Academy, and we are so proud of our students and are glad that you get to see them in action. They've already done a great job with the welcome, so I'm just going to say ditto for right now. What they see, right? Thank you, Craig O'Neill, for being such a great ambassador to LRSD and for literacy. We also want to thank Dr. Wright. We want to thank Mayor Scott and Scholastic for selecting our school for the official kickoff of Reading in the Rock. We truly believe that reading is the key that unlocks every door to the knowledge, imagination, and endless possibilities for our students. Great readers make great leaders, and great leaders are great readers. This campaign couldn't have come at a better time, which brings me to a better time as our students head into spring break. You all excited? You ready for spring break? Yeah! Me too. Yes. And we are looking for fun. Oh, Dr. Wright said yes, him too. So spring break, of course, is next week, and we are looking for fun and creative ways to spend their time, for them to spend their time, which brings me to our superintendent's spring break plan. I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'm gonna let him tell you, okay? But I'll let Dr. Wright speak for himself. So right now, I am going to turn it back over to our MC, Craig O'Neill.
And now I'd like to talk for 90 minutes on literacy. Or I tell you what we could do. Let's talk about vision. Because last night in the State of the District address, our superintendent put up the vision of the Little Rock Public Schools, and one of them hit home with me. A vision of inspiring a lifelong love of learning. One of the beautiful things about America, there is no end to our ability to learn our entire lives. I'm dedicated to lifelong learning, which is why we have the Reading Road Trip, and which is why I'm here today, because what a speech last night from our superintendent, Jamal Wright. He made light of what is right, of what is on the move. He gave the numbers that prove that we're in the groove. Ladies and gentlemen, our superintendent, Jamal Wright, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I need this. Today is the beginning of an exciting mission, the eradication of entrenched poverty plaguing the city of Little Rock by improving literacy achievement in the Little Rock School District. For those of you who may not understand the transformational power of what being literate can do, and for those who may not quite comprehend what the impact of significantly increasing the adult literacy rate of a city can do, this mission may sound like it's impossible. Let me break it down and attempt to help some of you unbelievers. Since I've been living here in Little Rock, and especially the last several months, I hear a lot of concern and conversation about crime in our city, and particularly crime being committed by our school-age population and young adults. I shared these statistics last night during our State of the District event, and I'm going to share them again this afternoon. Are you aware that over 70% of inmates in American prisons cannot read above a 4th grade level? That was a question? Oh, you knew that? All right, some of you did. And 85% of juveniles interacting with the juvenile court system are functionally low literate. This is why we have joined forces with Mayor Scott and the City of Little Rock and a host of community partners to kick off Reading in the Rock campaign in collaboration with Scholastic Education. We are committed to building a culture of reading in the Little Rock School District and in our city. We have 3 key goals: helping students to develop lifelong reading habits, increasing access to books, and engaging families and the community in our literacy efforts to ensure every 3rd grader is reading on grade level. Decades of research tells us that if kids are reading on grade level by the 3rd grade, the probability that they will develop into literate adults is extremely high. Our Reading in the Rock mission starts with spring break in just a couple of days. Students at 12 of our priority and community schools will receive a spring break reading take-home packet with books and activities to begin building their home library. Each pack includes engaging books, reading and writing activities, and tips to maximize students' reading opportunities. The packet also includes a reading tip guide for our parents, a reading log for students to complete over spring break to celebrate the joy of reading and have a chance to earn some wonderful surprise prizes. Thanks to a recent donation to our new LRSD Foundation, we are sending home 14,484 brand new books to 4,828 students in 12 of our schools. Other elementary schools throughout the district will also be receiving additional literacy support through our many partners. But today, I am asking you to join forces with us. Be a reading champion, a mentor, a supporter of literacy. If you can, please scan the QR code you see on the screen or the screen to my left. Please scan that QR code you see on the screen to my left for more information on how you become a Reading in the Rock champion and make a donation to help put more books into the hands of our students. Whether it is at home, at school, in the library, barbershops, laundromats, beauty salons, churches, parks, and playgrounds, or elsewhere in our community, we want our kids reading and loving to read. When we read, dream, and succeed together, we build a stronger community and a thriving city and a brighter future for every child in Little Rock. Let's get started. Let's begin reading in the Rock. Next, I'd like to greet and welcome Mr. Harold Edwards, the Senior Vice President of Strategy and Solution Development with Scholastic Reading. They have been pivotal in the development of our reading project and in the execution of Reading in the Rock, and we are glad to have them with us this afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. Wright, Mayor Scott. I'm going to ask that team members Patricio Duhan, Ty Chapman, Gene Frantic, and Stephanie McMacken stand up. This is the team that really worked very closely with this Little Rock School District in developing the plan for Reading in the Rock. As I think back on some of the discussions that took place, I can't help but to think when Dr. Wright expressed how important it was that student choice and student voice was very important to him. Also in partnering with the community and the families. And I'm hoping that as you see this launch and as you see the things to come, you'll see that this was taken to heart by this group. We have to make sure that in partnership with the district, the students are able to select books that they wanted to read. And we also provided the family guides, as Dr. Wright stated, to help families support their students with reading. These books will help ensure all children get to see themselves in the text that they read. This is a great moment, and what this leadership is really striving for is to create a movement that helps all students achieve and become successful literate citizens. One team, one dream, one Little Rock School District. We certainly appreciate the district choosing us as one of your long-term partners, and we take that partnership very seriously. A couple of things that we ask. Continue to celebrate short-term wins with these students. It's important. It's important for them to see it and feel it and not wait to the end of the year to feel that joy of doing something successfully. And then also, when stakeholder discussions get tough, always keep these students in the center of this discussion. It's through them that this and everything that you do will be critical to the success of the goal. This is what it will take to bring the vision of Reading in the Rock to reality, and we are here to help you see this through. And I thank you.
Thanks to Scholastic, lots of our kids are going to be excited about reading. Those of you who were there yesterday, we gave out hundreds upon hundreds of free books to students and families, and it was almost as if it was Christmas in March, if you could have been there to see the scene. So thank you for your partnership, and thank you for your generous donation. Speaking of excitement about reading, you don't have to take my word for it. We have someone here to give you a student testimonial, a student right here from Martin Luther King Jr. Language and Leadership Academy, Mr. Adric Harris.
Hi, my name is Adric Harris, and I am in the 5th grade. I love reading because it brings me to a whole nother world and makes me feel like I'm actually in the book. The best part, there's always another book waiting for me, whether I'm in the library, at school, or at home. I know I can open a book and go on a new adventure. If you don't like reading yet, maybe you just haven't found the right book. Keep reading, keep looking. You'll find one, and when you do, you won't want to stop. One of my favorite books to read is SpongeBob. I really enjoy these books because they are so funny. I have read every SpongeBob book in our school library. And then my library teacher, Mrs. Miller, had to help me find some new books to read. Reading isn't just about having fun. It helps us learn new words, understand different people, and can even make our writing better. That is why getting these books is so important. I am excited to go home and read my new books over spring break. Now, I've always wanted to say this like they do on the news. Back to you, Craig O'Neill.
I have never had an intro as good. Ladies and gentlemen, Adric, or as you may know him, as you will probably know him in about 28 years, the governor. No, the president of the United States. No, okay, that's enough. All right. Of all the places I've been, you all, and I've been all over the state reading books, to Russellville, to Conway, to Cabot, going to Jonesboro, of course, Central Arkansas, only one mayor showed up when I asked him to read with me, and it's our mayor who's with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Frank Scott.
Well, to the kids today, as we're talking about this Reading the Rock initiative, I want you to know that as a young child as myself, I didn't always like reading books, but I learned how, as Mr. Harris shared, you got to find the right books that are for you to truly increase that. And so for me, I love comic books. If you know anybody, I grew up, I was a Marvel comic fan. And so my favorite hero was Spider-Man. And so I got a chance to just learn so much about Spider-Man and many different Marvel comic books, and that helped me learn more about books, Mr. Harris. And so I'm grateful that you were here today to give that great introduction. But the city of Little Rock's here because of our true partnership, our intentional efforts that we've had with the Little Rock School District, from our community schools model to now Reading the Rock. It's truly a celebration of our entire community understanding that our youth are our most precious assets. Data shows that if we increase our reading levels, it enriches our vocabulary, it makes us have better mental health, and also it helps us instill the confidence that we all need. And I think we all can attest in these days and these times, having a book not only sets your mind, but sets you straight. And we're grateful that our youth are taking on this initiative because of the leadership of Dr. Jamal Wright. I also want to acknowledge Jennifer Glasgow, who is our Chief Education Officer, because they are the real masterminds of this. We're grateful for Scholastic, and as well as the major donor that allowed us to have 14,000 books. Anyone who ever says, what can I do to help a city? This is it. So please make certain that you take out your phones, that you take on this pledge, because we should be doing more than 14,000 books. Because every waking hour that our children have during spring break, during the summer, and anything in between should be in a book. Because if it's in a book, it'll enlighten their mind to take us to the next level. And that's exactly why we're all here today. So if you want to help Little Rock, participate in this Reading the Rock initiative, and this will take us to the next level. Thank you, Dr. Wright.
Mayor, you and I have a special guest. I don't know if you knew this, but we have a special guest today that we need to welcome. You're the mayor, so if you're going to welcome somebody, you're the one to do it. I mean, if you're going to welcome a big-time VIP, and boy, this one's a big time.
Clifford the Big Red Dog, welcome to Little Rock.
Where are you, Clifford? Ladies and gentlemen. Actually, you all, it's Clifford the well-read dog. Because he reads every day. Don't you, Clifford? Uh-huh. Sweet. Good to have you here, Clifford. I'm only going to ask you yes or no questions. You read 30 minutes a day, don't you? Or at least 20. 20, 30, 40, 50. Oh my gosh. Don't tell Pete the cat. He'll be jealous. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so great to have Clifford. When you have Clifford the Big Red Dog, you know this is a big event. Promise me all that you will spread the word about reading, that you will read during spring break, and share that with your classmates. Promise me over the next tomorrow, okay? Promise me. Or Thursday and Friday. Talk about it, okay? Tell you what, y'all, raise your right hand. Raise your right. We're going to give you the oath of being a lifetime reader. Right hand, right hand, right hand. We'll never be an Uber driver. Okay. Now repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will read books for the rest of my life. Knowing that every book I read, an adventure begins, and with every adventure, my imagination muscle grows stronger and stronger. And with a strong imagination muscle, I can come up with whole new ideas that the world hasn't even thought of yet to help my community, my city, my school district, and beyond. Knowing, never mind, give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand. Welcome, welcome. You know Clifford? Have you met Clifford? There he is. Okay. Clifford, do we need to put papers down, or are you good? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an honor to kick this off. Who knows where this might lead? Superintendent Wright, you have any final words you would like to administer to officially kick this off? We've all teed it up. Now you officially kick it off.
I just kicked it off. That is actually the end of our press conference today. We are going to take some pictures afterwards, and we do ask our media and those of us to follow us to the media center immediately after so that we can begin to give out our books for spring break. Again, thank you all for coming, and please spread the word about Reading in the Rock. We need as many folks to participate as we can get, and we especially need folks to give so that we can make sure that we have enough funds to send home books this summer. Again, thank you guys for coming out.